After we ran our first GTR challenge in 2009, all types of cars wanted to join the party, so we started Drag Battle in 2010. Like GTR Challenge, we have individual categories, in this case based on cylinders and drivetrain, where drivers aim to be the quickest. But then we also combine all the cars from GTR Challenge and Drag Battle together for a good old-fashioned Drag Battle shootout to see who has the quickest car when it counts. First up, the quickest 4-cylinder two-wheel drive at the event, Adrian's mental K-swapped MR2 from BYP. Coming into the event, he held the Drag Battle record for quickest outright, quickest 4-cylinder two-wheel drive, quickest 4-cylinder outright, quickest manual, and quickest two-wheel drive outright as well. The car defies what anyone thought was possible with a rear-wheel drive on an asphalt surface, running 8791 at 169 miles per hour. The BYP crew returned with more grunt, but it just wasn't their weekend, breaking a shaft and having to retire early. But still, with an impressive 9.148, making it the quickest two-wheel drive by almost 9/10 of a second. The V8 record holder, Danny Cirillo, returned in his LS turbo-powered RX-7. He had some transmission issues, so couldn't match his PB of 9.559, which remains the V8 record, and had to retire early, but he still took home quickest V8 at the event. In the 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive class, the trend continued, with the record holder taking out the category, Andrew Hanneson's King 2J from Motorsports Mechanical. In the 6-cylinder all-wheel drive class, same again. The record holder took the win, with John Caffis in the Renew Automotive R33 GTS-T converted to GTS4, taking out the category with an 8.958, slightly bettering his PB. Surprisingly, the car is still a 2.6 block and 2.6 crank. Impressive stuff. If the car was a GTR, it would actually be the quickest true street 2.6 block record holder. Only 100th of a second behind, but just as impressive, was Roger from Mobile Custom Fabrications R34 GT4 Fear. It also uses a 2.6 block and crank, but has a H-pattern dogbox. He came into the event with the goal of only running a 9-second pass, but he went 9.6 on his very first run down the runway. He had to deal with a slipping clutch issue, but every pass he ran was a mid-9 or better until he dipped into the 8s.
Hi Chris.
How you going, Andrew?
Mate, when I personally drive in the runway to deliver a time slip, does that mean it's terrible or awesome, you reckon?
Well, considering my car's still running, it must be awesome.
Would you be happy if you ran an 8.9 at 156?
No, it must be the wrong time card.
Dude, you're in the 8s.
No.
You said you were coming here and all you want to do was run a 9.9 and you're going home with an 8.9 in your R34, not GTR.
Another fun fact, if his car was a GTR, he would be the quickest H-pattern GTR, but either way, he's the quickest H-pattern manual to ever go down the runway at Cootamundra Airport. One of the most anticipated cars to ever attend Drag Battle was the precision racing twin-turbo Lamborghini Huracan Performante. Would the performance back up the hype and the dyno figures? The first pass down the strip proved it.
What do you reckon that ran?
It felt quick.
The mile an hour was retarded. It was 9.0 because it bogged a bit and went to 170 miles an hour.
Joking. Wow.
Look at the 60, 1.8.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you've got heaps left in this, dude.
Yeah, that's unreal. We'll have to go back out there.
170. No wonder I got a little bit excited when I drove it.
Can't believe it. It's incredible.
Wow, man. Good work, dude.
Thank you. See you around.
It was the Lambo's first real race outing, so they were still setting up and testing the launch control and shift strategies. By the end of the weekend, they were well into the 8s and the quickest all-wheel drive outright at Drag Battle. We haven't exactly had enough Lambos and R8s to have a 10-cylinder category. Yet. The Elite Auto House 4-cylinder all-wheel drive category was hotly contested with 10 cars from Mitsubishi, Subaru and Nissan. The top 5 cars were all capable of being the first 4-cylinder all-wheel drive into the 8s and breaking the category record. Koval struck first, running a 9.09 on his very first pass, breaking the 4-cylinder all-wheel drive record. Hey mate, guess what? Your very first pass is a 9.0. You are now the quickest Evo, quickest 4-cylinder all-wheel drive.
Not bad, mate, not bad.
Well done, mate.
Thank
First
you.
pass.
Thank you, not bad. Plenty to go, mate, plenty to go.
Have you got more power left?
Can't tell you everything, mate, relax.
You will have an 8 though, right?
End of today, don't worry.
There'll be an 8 in there.
If not next run.
Well done, mate. You've been working a long time for it. It's well
Thank
deserved.
you.
Awesome.
Mate.
Mechanical dramas struck though, and Koval and the TRP team tried to get back on track again, but weren't able to do so due to drivetrain issues. Lee Bird from Deshelle Performance was determined to break the Cootamundra curse and be the first into the 8s and put Subaru in front. After a string of low 9s, he moved just ahead of Koval with a 9.03. Lee tried his hardest to be the first 8-second 4-cylinder all-wheel drive, but missed out by literally only a few minutes, but he did join the 8-second club at Cootamundra by the end of the weekend. The first 8-second 4-cylinder all-wheel drive and the quickest 4-cylinder all-wheel drive at the event for this year, and also new record holder outright for drag battle, was Ali Bazi's Executor Evo from Elite Auto House.
Hi, my name's Ali. I'm from Elite Auto House. I drive Executor, and yes, I've been to Cootamundra before. Goals, tried a PB, and we'll let the car speak.
They had dramas with the car on day one, but ended up running a 9.2 on Saturday morning. They discovered in the logs that the car had full power in the first couple of gears, but in third and fourth, boost was bleeding off to as low as 20 psi. This was traced back to a leaking anti-lag valve. They managed to block it off and sent the car out in the last 15 minutes of the event for a Hail Mary pass with over 1100 horsepower on tap, and it paid off.
Have you heard the news, mate? You are now the quickest 4-cylinder all-wheel drive and quickest 4-cylinder outright with an 8.7, bro. Well done.
What can I say? For a car that's first event it turns up to, well done. All I can say, be ready.
Looking at the logs, it was discovered that Ali actually got off the throttle after 8.3 seconds. And you can see in the video footage, he starts braking just before the speed trap, which explains the low mile per hour relative to the time. The question now is what could have been if he'd stayed in it. But either way, Ali and Elite Auto House are now number one on the drag battle leaderboard outright. Quickest all-wheel drive, quickest 4-cylinder, quickest 4-cylinder all-wheel drive, the lot. Now that the bar has been raised, who will step up?